Hi, everyone. Great. Can you hear me? Can you see me? I'm starting a few minutes early, and it's great to see you all. I'm so excited to be here. I know there's quite few of you coming in from India and Pakistan. So if you're here, let me know. I'll make sure I get to your questions first. And it's great to have you all with us. Great, and very happy to be here. For those of you that don't know me, I'm coming from Nashville, Tennessee, live to you all. And I'm here every Tuesday at 2 Central Standard Time. I actually was away last week at a very powerful energy training. So I'm still integrating it all and in the space of, I guess higher energy and awareness. So I'm really looking forward to see what will come through today. So I always start by just taking a few moments and settling in and just picking a card for the week. What is it that wants to come through for us today? What is it that wants to come through for us as a collective, right? And what do we most need to know for our time and our energy here? Hey Sakshi, it's good to see you. I'm so excited to be here with you. I see you're one of the first questions, so we'll make sure to get to you right away. So let's see. I think today I'm going to start with an animal card and the energy of an animal card of what is it that we most like sort of need to embody or be aware of or flow into. What is it that will support us in this time of transition, even though we're in different climates and different temperatures. We're coming into fall in the Northern Hemisphere, and we're coming into a time of a settling, right? So let's see what we most need to know as a collective. And so the message and the energy that comes up, oh, it's beautiful. I think some of the people here who have some love interests are going to love this one. It's the whooping swan, and the energy around it is love fiercely. And I love this because it's the reminder for us all to stay into our hearts and open to the power of love and awareness and higher awareness. And it can be towards a loved one, it can be to someone for sure, but it's really, really about staying in the heart, trusting our process, and really opening into a higher state of being and expansion. Not letting the mind get involved and not holding ourselves back from what it is that we're most wanting to open into and experience in this life, right? We're only in this life and we're only in these bodies right here and right now for these moments in time. So where can we love fiercely? Where can we live from a place of fierceness? And where can we give ourselves that permission to trust? Because as you know, like so much is changing in our collective, so much is changing in the bigger sense of things. And like towing the line and doing what we're supposed to do and moving from like the way we think it's supposed to be, it's not working, right? Like it's not getting us anywhere, not just as a society, but in our own life and in our own experience. And so trust in the heart, move forward, love fiercely, and let that drive you. Now, for those of you that have the romance questions, that doesn't mean hang on to what is not serving you either, right? Sometimes if something isn't serving you or isn't working, it is time to let it go. But you can still take that power and that energy and that fierceness in the heart and allow it to move you forward on your path and in the space of your evolution. I am going to pull one more card just from my more traditional deck. And this is the card I do most of the readings with, not all of them. And this card here today is all about what do we need to know as a collective? What's here for us now, and what do we most need to know? And it's really good to be here with you all. I will get to personal questions soon in the order that they are asked. So if you asked a question, I see Tamara, that you're here. So you'll definitely get your question asked. Sakshi, if there's other people here and I will call out your names, let me know because I'll make sure I get to you at the beginning of the session. Okay, what do we most need to know for this next week as a collective, as we stand in the power of our lion heart, opening to the power of love? Okay, another beautiful card here. So it's the 10 of cups. And when I actually pulled it, it was the 10 of cups in reverse. That doesn't mean that it's bad when it's in reverse, but it really means, I'll show you both ways. So this is reverse and this is right side up. So in reverse, it's like trusting in the power of our heart. And even more, it's like trusting in the power that all will be well. I don't know about you, but I know that it's really hard for me to let go and trust sometimes, especially in this like last couple of years, because our box has exploded, right? We're opening to a whole new paradigm, and what was will no longer be. And so we're still like learning like how to trust into the unknown, how to open into the unknown. And I think it goes along with the swan card, like to trust in the power of our hearts, of the resonance of life. And so when this card is in reverse, it's sort of saying, look at your blocks and look at the places where you're holding yourself in a fear mentality or a fear energy, because all is well. All is as it's meant to be. And that doesn't mean that we want to like bypass our emotions if we're in a traumatic or a difficult situation. It doesn't mean that it's okay. But at the same time, it's like, it's also what is. So in the what is, how can we trust in the bigger process? How can we take the steps we need to take from our hearts? And sometimes that means just surrendering. Sometimes it means action. And in that space of deeper trust, how can we let the divine guide us? So very, very, very powerful. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a fun and interesting week. So I'm going to start just going through saying hello to everybody. Let me know if you're here. So Mina, I know you were going to maybe go to sleep. I'll make sure I get to your question. The next question we had was Soulful. Soulful, if you're here, let me know. Otherwise, I'll probably get your reading in here sometime. Just look at the comments and I'll let you know around when. And Sakshi, you're definitely here. So we're going to start with you. And we want to know the current feelings and thoughts of Jamshir towards you. And again, I know this is a tricky situation. So let's just open up to the energy. Feel free if you're just joining in to leave your name, where you're from, and to follow my page. And I'd love to answer a question for you. Tamara, you're next, okay? And so this is for Sakshi. And Soulful, if you're here and I'm going ahead with Sakshi, just let me know you're here and you can be next. And Tamara can be right after you. Oh, so it's interesting. I'm just going to pull one card for you today, Sakshi. It's interesting in the sense of what I was feeling is this warmth, right, of Jamshir towards you and this energy of like deep love and just a smile, right, came over my face. And the card that I pulled was the World card. And someone asked me about this a couple weeks ago. Is like the world mean completion? Does it mean it's over? And to me, the world does not mean completion. It means a fullness. It means an opening, a bounteousness, right? It can mean the end of one part of a journey and a moving forward into the next steps, but it's not necessarily like completion, like, oh, he doesn't care for you anymore. Instead of, to me, it means to the energy around Jamshir is that there is still that fullness. There still is that love that's there, right? It is beyond like the current reality. It is beyond the space of the what is. It is beyond the physical realm. And I know it's really hard when there's distance or when there's time or space, and with the challenges that are there. And as we've spoken about, Sakshi, it's really important for you to have your system relax and what is it that you most need, but that love and that energy is there and is present. And you know, I don't see that it's going to shift. Even if it doesn't shift in the physical right away, I feel like that love and energy will continue to be present for some time. Okay. You know, even for a lifetime. Now, that doesn't mean getting locked into it, right? But it's like trust in that, though. Trust in the love. Okay. So Tamara is next. Hi, Tamara. It's really lovely to have you here. Next is Kriti and Kritika. If you guys could let me know if you're here. If not, Elena from Italy will be also in line, and then I'll go through some of the recorded questions. So let's see, Tamara from Montenegro. Beautiful. I would like to ask about a career. I quit my job this week. I want to say congratulations, because if you quit your job, that's probably a positive thing. I wasn't serving you. There's something more you're longing to do. And let's see if there'll be something new that comes for you this year, right? Okay. Beautiful. It's my pleasure. So much love to you, Sakshi. And yes, the love is strong, right? It's just the challenges of the real world that aren't, and being locked into that on some level. Okay. Yeah. Toxic work is not good. And that's what we're being asked, Tamara, and to all of you joining in, we're really being asked right now to shift the paradigm, right? Not continuing to do what is not in alignment with soul. But it's very scary when we step out of that box, right? It's really scary when we choose truth, love, our path. Because we have to trust that the right thing is going to come. And yet it's what we're being asked to awaken to and live in that resonance more and more. Okay, so Tamara, here we go. So Tamara, the question I'm phrasing is just as I connect with your energy is just, what do you need to know about work and opportunity with work in the next few months to the end of the year? Okay. And feel free, if you're just joining in, to let me know where you're from, to leave a question. Feel free to follow my page. I'm here every Tuesday at 2 Central Time. So I'm going to pull a few cards for you, Tamara, and then I'll let you know what comes through. Okay. Oh yeah, things are going to be good for you. There will be something that comes. I pulled quite a few. I'm not going to go in depth with all of them, but you're going through a death right now, right? Like you've let go, you've shifted, you've quit your job. It's like, it's done. You're not going back there. And so I really just want you to know you made the right decision. You're in the midst of change. And with that change, there's going to be some time where you're going to have to do some self-reflection and sort of an integration and space for everything to sort of like, I don't want to say fall apart. It's not that big, but be in a space of the unknown. One of the first thing that comes is not to stress. It's the three of wands in reverse. Don't stress too much about figuring out the next steps. It can be very difficult to not like jump ahead and be like, okay, I need to know what's going to happen. I need to know how things are. As soon as you do that, like it's not time for that now. It's not time to be applying for every job you see. If it's a job you are inspired by, go for it. But it's not about like, I got to fill the space. And instead, there's an energy of needing to be with the space that's there. And then we have the Hierophant in reverse. And so it's really, on some level, this speaks to me that there's going to be some time within the next like month where you might feel blocked, right? You might feel held back. You might be like, I don't know what to do next. I don't know where to go next. Maybe even applying for some jobs and not having them be clear. Feeling a little bit muddled, a little bit disconnected on the path. It's part of the process. It's part of the letting go. It's part of the shifting that's happening. Because after that, after you go through that period, and that period could be a couple of weeks, right? Like it's not going to be like a day where you just sort of feel a little bit down or blocked. It's going to be for a little bit of time. But after you do that, you're going to cleanse whatever you need to cleanse. And then it's the 9 of Cups, which is like your wish is going to come true. There's going to be an opportunity. There's going to be a sense of fullness, and there's going to be a clear path and a clear way forward. It's going to feel grounded and good. It's going to be something you feel in alignment with. It's going to allow you to be creative in it. And it's also something that's going to be stable. This is the 8 of Cups in reverse. It's going to be stable and it's going to be clear. It's not going to be like, oh, should I do this? Should I not do this? Or like it offers me all this stuff, but it's like sort of lies. It's like, no, like this is the path and it's going to give you a clear foundation. Hi, Mikey, feel free to say where you're from and leave a message or a question, and I'll be happy to answer a question for you. And then we've got the Chariot. And so once this opportunity comes, great movement, great connection with spirit, comfort. So probably making more money than you were making, something that's going to take you further in your destiny and in what you're here to do. And total alignment with spirit. So I do see a job coming for you before the new year. give yourself permission to relax before you jump into something else, because the right thing truly is going to come. So I hope that made sense, Tamara. Thank you so much for joining in. Feel free, everybody, if you're just joining, to let me know where you're from. Say hi. Feel free to leave a question. I'm going to go through and I'm going to pick the cards for Mina right now. And Mina, I think, is asleep, but she left a message earlier. I will do live questions as they show up. So dear Mina in Pakistan, can you give me guidance on how to bring more clarity into my life? I've always been of two minds and indecisive. Okay. So for this card, I'm going to work with some herbal cards. I'm feeling the draw to work with some herbal magic. This is the Maya Toll deck. And seeing what it is that Mina most needs to come into a sense of more decisiveness, more connection. Beautiful. Okay. Beautiful. Hi, yes, you can ask a question. Okay. And I've got Mikey's question too. I have a friend in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, a client that I work with regularly, and I hear wonderful things about that city. So I'm picking a card from Mina right now. And what does Mina need to know for more support for her system, for any energy, for less indecisiveness? And this is the card of nettle, Mina. This is the energy of pay attention. And to me, it's also the energy of really grounding and nourishing your system, grounding your kidneys, your adrenals, coming into your body. Nettles is like the great nourisher. It's the first plant that comes up in the spring. It carries with us all the energies to sort of bring us into our body and bring lots of nourishment, especially into that first, second chakra area. Very high in vitamins, and yet it stings, right? Like it stings and it prickles and it leaves rashes and different things. And so what we want to do is invite you to do the things that slow you down, the things that bring you into your body, and the things that bring you deeper into the belly, a space where you can start to pay attention more, a space where you can settle and soften and slow down and come into that space. Hey, Toshika, it's good to see you. And so that's the number one thing. And so what comes to me around that is breath work, right? What can you do to breathe deep into that belly? What can you do to like honor your body, things that slow you down? In Pakistan, being able to get the sesame oil, doing self-massage or even abdominal massage on your belly a couple times a week, massaging your feet with the sesame oil, getting down deep in there, doing things when you notice I'm in my mind, I'm indecisive. How can I pay attention more? And how can I come deeper into the belly and into the state of being and awareness? And so that's where I'd go. That's where I'd start. And we can elaborate on that question in the weeks to come. And sleep. Sleep is also very important. So much love to you. Okay, so our next question was, I can't tell if it's Milky or Mikey. It's nice to have you with us from Ethiopia. And you, let me see 1 second. Okay, and you haven't left a question. If you do have a question, let us know. Otherwise, we're going to go with M. And M, where are you from? I'd love to know. And so your question is, did Tobias think about me today? And if yes, what kind of thoughts? Well, let's check in. And feel free to say where you're from, to leave a question. We're going through the questions in order. There are a couple of people who left questions that aren't here, and I'm going to make sure to answer them when we have the time. Okay. Oh, hello, Elena. It's good to see you. We'll make sure to get to your questions soon. Okay, so this is for Tobias, for M. So yes, I'll read what he said. I'm just going to ask what kind of thoughts. He definitely was thinking about you today, both energetically when I tuned in, and hold on 1 second. Ooh, you're going to get a message from Tobias soon if you haven't already, Em. Just so you know, he's really thinking about you. Okay. I'm going to pick 3 cards. The third one doesn't resonate so much. He wants to help you. Like that's what sort of comes through. But the first card I got when I asked, is Tobias thinking about M? We got the Page of Pentacles. And that to me is a yes. He's wanting to send a message. He's wanting to reach out. He's very much thinking of you in practical matters, wanting to help, wanting to connect. And then I tuned in and I was like, okay, how do you want to connect? And like, what is the energy? And like, what's the flow of this? And we got the Page of Wands. And that's really about creating creative energy, passion, fire, aliveness. Having 2 pages means Tobias wants to reach out. He wants to get a little bit of energy moving and a little bit of energy and flow going. Hi, Kritika, it's good to see you. And so being in that space and being in that energy. And then the last card I got was wanting to help, right? So I don't, when I see him as wanting to help, it doesn't mean that it's not romantic or anything, but it means there's something like there's a sense of wanting to like almost take care of or support you in some way. My sense is with the Page of Wands, there is an energy there that is dynamic, that is passionate. And yet the way they move and the way they work is like more slow and more like foundational. And so like, how can I be of service? How can I support? How can I work in that way? And so definitely is thinking about you. I wouldn't be surprised if you hear about him soon or from him soon. And if he reaches out in some way. So I would definitely go with that flow. So we're going to go, for those of you that are just joining, we're going to go with in this order so far. We're going to go Toshika. We're going to go Elena, who's Mila, and then we're going to go Tosh, and then Kritika. I know you asked a question up above. You'll be after Tosh, okay? So, so Toshika, it's good to see you. I missed you last week, and beautiful to be here with you. So is Samit and your relation of soulmates? Do we get married in the future? And is there any general guidance? Okay. I'm going to pull an Ascended Master card for you first, Toshika. Okay, feel free if you're joining in to just say where you're from. Let me know how you're doing. Like my page. I'm here every Tuesday at 2. Okay, beautiful. You're welcome, Em. So lovely to share with you. Okay. So Samit and Toshika. And then I'm just going to pull a couple questions, okay? Or a couple other cards before I show you what came up. Ah, beautiful. Okay. Okay, so as far as actions, it's so interesting. Okay, I'm gonna show you a bunch of the cards, but I'm not gonna go into it in a sense. So definitely a connection there. So soulmates, yes, potentially. I think there's lots of soulmates in our lifetime, right? So there's that energy where it might be a soulmate, and then like, I don't want to say not the one. I think in this point in your life, he is the one. And I also don't want to get locked into the timeline of it. So there's this deep desire and connection with you guys. There is a love there. There is a beginning there. And then there's a lot of stuff that needs to get dealt with and worked out before the actual manifestation of that comes. And so I'm going to show you the first card I picked last. So the first card I picked of the Rider-Waite deck is the Ace of Cups, which is new beginnings in love, romance, connection, heart, right? I think there is karmic energy between you guys, and there is an energy of ties beyond time and beyond this lifetime and this body, okay? But then after that, we've got the Fool. Stagnation, stall, new beginnings are not possible. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. Don't worry, he's stable. He will move towards you, but there's other things in place. And then those other things that come, Queen of Pentacles in reverse, no marriage anytime soon. It's going to take time. Now, when we're reading this, we're reading 3 to 6 months in advance. This is not like 2 years in advance, but there's time where things still are being worked out. Page of Cups, mixed messages, things not being clear, confusion perhaps. Again, some stalling. Hey, Lizzie, it's good to see you. Let me know where you're from and feel free to leave a question if you like. And then the Knight of Wands, again, a holding back, a stagnation, energy not moving. So even though there's this love and this energy and this flow there, it's not ready to flow into a completion in relationship yet. But we do have the Magician. And the Magician says in time, it will come to being. There's a bigger process happening here. And there's something that's bigger than both of you that's getting worked out. And so it's like this to me, 6 to 8 months, right? That doesn't mean that you guys won't be in contact or romantic before then, but it's gonna take time. And it's only when you go through this process that things can move. And so it's interesting because the first card I picked was Serapis Bay, go now. So this doesn't mean leave the relationship. I was even wondering if it was like go towards it, action, movement. What I'm getting from this card is hold your energy, be in your power. Don't try to control things too much. And at the same time, don't just like surrender to the path too much either, right? Like let it have its space and start to check in with your energy. What is it that your energy needs? What is it that needs to happen? And from there, move from the heart. You weren't here at the very beginning, but we picked a card that's like love fiercely. And it's not just about romance, but it's like trusting in the heart, giving space for the process to unfold. So it's not about like pushing things when they're not meant to happen, but at the same time, follow that path and that space. Yes, Kevin, hi, it's good to have you here. Feel free to leave a question. We've got about 5 people in front of you right now. But please, follow the question and I go through and I let you know who I'm reading for before I do. I just ask that you stay around so you're here when I read. Okay. So I hope that made sense, Toshika. We're going to work with Elena next, then Tosh, and then Kritika, and then Lizzie, and then Kevin. Okay. So next one is Elena. And Elena, you had a good question up here. I want to go towards it. Not that any question isn't good, but I'm always curious of these deeper questions. Can I please ask if you see the ITA company hiring me in a successful career with them for you? Okay, so career, right? Like, and one of the things that we've worked with before, Elena, is the romance, right? So I love that there's also this bigger picture of like, what's going on with my career, right? And what is it that's wanting to open? So I really want to honor that space. Okay, beautiful. Wonderful, Toshika, and so good to have you with us. Okay, so this is for Elena in Italy, specifically about the IT, job and career and prosperity opening up for her. What does she most need to know at this time for her highest good? Okay. It's great to see you all. I'm here every week from Nashville. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm going to pull about 5 cards. So there is going to be movement for you. And it's about trusting yourself to not like hold on to how it's going to happen. So quite interesting cards, a little bit of up and down here and a little bit of a sort of a letting go. Yeah, balance in career will come, but it's going to take a little bit of time. So one of the things that come is that you are, okay, beautiful. Thank you, Kevin. I got that answer. I'll let you know when you're next in the reading. So what was I going to say? So for you, Elena, it's not going to take the form that you want or think. And that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It doesn't mean it's not going to be an IT, but there's things that are going to evolve. It's not going to be very linear. So the first card that came was the 5 of Cups in reverse, which it means to start from a place of hope. When it's in right side up, it's sort of like, oh, you're just focusing on all the negative. You need to move some energy will flow. This card is like, no, there's flow, there's energy. Put that energy forward and know that like as you plant the seeds now, things can happen. But it's going to come to you in unexpected ways. We have the Tower in reverse. So Tower is not anyone's ego's favorite card, right? It's sort of saying life is going to shift. It's going to like tear you apart. It's going to turn you upside down. So it's upside down. So it's in reverse. So it's not as strong. Most of this is more internal processing than life happening to you and shaking things up. but it's sort of saying something's going to come, or it's going to say it's not going to come in a linear way. Maybe you're going to make applications and it's not going to be clear on what's going to happen. We have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, which is like, like where's the fullness? Where's the energy? Where's it coming from? So a period of unknown that I see for you and maybe moving for you. And then we have the Page of Swords, which is saying, after you go through this process where you sort of surrender and you're like, I don't have that space. Oh, I don't mind that you're adding messages, Kevin. It's lovely to have you here and very grateful to serve all and everybody. And so then the Page of Swords, right, is saying something's going to come for you out of spirit. Something's going to come unexpected, and it's going to open you up to greater flow, prosperity, and abundance. And so when that happens, there's going to be like victory, and there's going to be a sense of movement and shift, and you're going to come down off the mountain. You're going to come down and you're going to be able to serve and be in higher society. But there's something that needs to shift first, something that's going to like knock you off your rocker a little bit. And I think this is happening, as I've spoken before, something that's happening to all of us right now in the collective. It's not about what's safe. It's not about what's comfortable. And it's not really about what's known. And so don't worry if the external pathways don't happen for you or the more traditional routes. It's almost as if you can just show up and be yourself and still put those applications out there, still do what you need to do. And that might lead to something, but it's not going to lead to something in the way you think. So if you get rejections, if you apply and things don't work out, try not to let that demolish your esteem or your ego. It's even just by applying, even just by putting your energy out there, it's going to allow the energy to ground in. And from that energy, it's going to open you up to a space of potential. And then that opportunity will come, but it's going to come from an unexpected channel. I hope that makes sense, Elena. And yeah, and the shifting, like, again, this is 3 to 6 months. I think you're going to have some opening even in the next 3 months, but I would say the next 6 weeks or so is where it might be just more challenging and a little bit like, what's happening, right? So yeah, I hope that makes some sense. So just going to read the order we're going in right now. If you were here and you left a message earlier, let me know up above and I'll make sure to get to you. We're going to go with Kritika next, then Lizzie. Oh, where's Tosh? No, we're actually going to go with Tosh next, then Kritika, then Lizzie, and then Azair through Kevin. And we'll go from there. So let's go to Tosh. Tosh, and it's wonderful to see you, Tosh. I love to have you with us. Okay, and so we're going to work with the energy of Ashrita. And okay, see, I'm going to keep this card out because it's what came out. And I know you're in a confusing space, Tosh, because it sounds like there isn't communication. It doesn't sound that there's energy and there's flow there. And the last time I did a reading around this, it seemed like there was flow and there was love there. And yet it's like not manifesting in the physical world. So I'm just going to see what flows through here. What does Tosh need to know? I'm not even picking the cards. They're coming out for you right now. I'm going to pick 1 or 2 more. They're just flying off the deck. Okay, I'm going to stick with these 4 cards. So the first card is yes, she still loves you. It's the 10 of Cups. There's a love and a desire and a connection there, and it's big, right? And then that's the card that flew out. Like it's like, yep, tell him it's so yes, there's love there. But then the challenge is why isn't it manifesting in the physical form, and why is there this disconnection there? And so there's something going on in the world. Maybe it's just even in her family life back home. Maybe it's in the space of like, this isn't ready or wanting to be realized at this time. So the next card that came up was the Devil. Okay. And so this is just flew out of the deck too. I didn't pick this card. And so the Devil to me, especially when we're looking at energies of like romantic relationships or connections, is that there's a bigger energy and a bigger sense here that this is happening for a reason, to really move and to shift things. Now, I'm not going in the romance thing. This is more about your own internal work and the work that you need to do. because on some level, the devil is like people that are chained, right? They're chained to passion, or they're chained to love, or they're chained sometimes to food or drugs or a way of being or way of life. And so this deep love and this deep connection that you had with Ashrita and that you desire, it's also holding things in a bigger place. And it's locking you into a space in your being where there's a lot of discomfort and there's not the ability to, like, I don't want to say move on, but to really enjoy life into the fullest space in the fullest way. And so then the two cards I picked was the King of Wands. Like, it's turned you upside down, right? Turned you totally upside down. It's like, who are you? How do you function? What do you do? King of Wands is like, I can't create. I can't do anything. Like, why is this happening? And that has on some level to do with the devil, right? There's something holding you there that's asking you almost to like let go completely and to trust in the bigger picture, because what it's doing is it's like holding you into a place of bondage, right? Where you can't move. And then we got the star. I think we got the star in your last reading, but it was right side up. I'm not positive on that, but we've got the star in reverse. And that doesn't mean wishes can't come through, but it's right now, it means it's going to be some time and some energy before there's actually a connection there. The love is there. I really want you to know that. And yet in the physical realm, it's not ready to be manifest. So the energy and the invitation for you right now is to really and truly look at, like, how can I let go? How can I come into greater trust? If this is meant to be, it will be. But I have to sort of let go of the timing and let go of the energy of it. And what is it that I can do right now to nourish myself in my space, okay, in my being? So I hope that makes sense. It's wonderful to see you, and sending you so much love. Okay, I'm just going to go see if there's any new messages. So we have Kritika next, then Lizzie. If you're still here, Lizzie, let me know. And then Kevin. Let me see. It could, Elena, it could be partly because of the course for sure. And I don't want to plant any seeds around that though. There's some things, let me know how the course goes, and then I'll let you know what came up or came through for me. But because I don't want to like plant seeds of what may or may not happen, just trust that no matter what happens, all will be well. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to Kritika. If you're still here, Kritika, I'm going to answer your question. And your question was, so good to see you, your feelings for Omni. And so then I saw Soulful's question and Kriti's question. I just want to see. Okay, great, Lizzie. Yep, hi, Nettie. You're probably third or fourth now in line, and you can have a reading and just let me know what you'd like. And so, this is for Kritika, the energy of Omni. Okay, I pulled two cards. I might leave it there. I'm just gonna see what the next couple ones are. Yep, I think I'm just gonna go with the two because we've got a major arcana. So the first one is, yes, you can have a love reading, Nettie. So you will be after Kevin, okay? And so the first thing, I think this relates to you a little bit, Kritika, more than it relates to Omni, in the sense of like you're dreaming, you're wondering, right? You're sitting there, you've got like some really good things going on in your life. There's like connection, flow, things are good. And at the same time, there's like a dreaming or an opening into like, more like you're longing for deeper connection, you're longing for deeper love, right? And there's that desire to find the one, right, that's going to be able to meet you where you're at. And what I got then, the next card is the Fool in reverse. And this is the energy about Omni. And it doesn't mean that he's not thinking about you. It doesn't mean that he doesn't like you or anything like that. But it just means that it's like no go. It's like, it's not worth your time. It's not worth your energy. There's something more for you, and there's something more in alignment for you, I think is what I would say. And so not that I don't want you to be dreaming what you want. I do want you to, I think in fact, the invitation I would give to you is get really clear on what it is that you want for romance or for connection or with your partner. And that will help to bring him in. Actually, I think that's the most clear message, is doing that. And just at this moment, my sense is Omni is not the one. There's someone that's going to be way more fulfilling and more dynamic for you. Okay. So great. So the next reading is for Lizzie from Estonia, and then we're going to work with Kevin and Ozair from Pakistan, and we'll go to him next, and then we'll go to Nettie. Okay. And if you're just joining in, let me know where you're from. Feel free to ask a question if you like. Okay. And so Lizzie from Estonia, what good things are coming? Or a general reading. I love that question. What good things are coming? Okay. Let's all be positive, right? As we open to this higher energy and this higher flow of life that truly is moving through all of us. And even the challenges can be positive, even when we don't see it at the time. And no, when I say stuff like that, I don't mean that I think like that we want to like emotionally bypass or just be positive all the time, right? We need to feel and process everything we're going through. So what does Lizzie most need to know? Positive. I'm like, do I even need, I'm going to pull a couple more cards, but you got a really beautiful one. I'll pull 5 cards. Okay. Oh, lots of major arcana. Lots of things moving for you. Okay, the first card is trust, hope. Wishes are going to come true. Dreams are going to come true. There's a resonance right now between your spirit and energy that is filled with hope. And know that you are on a path and you are in a space where you are on some level connecting heaven and earth, and that you are in the right space. Now, when I share this, there are some challenges coming up. Challenges coming up are all part of this process, and it's part of an unwinding and a letting go of the karma. Okay. So the first thing that's happening, and I think it's already happening, is the 3 of Swords in reverse. So you are letting go of some deep past stuff. My sense is ancestral stuff is being transformed, and also things to do with past relationships and past energy. The swords are falling out. So sometimes this can be emotional. Sometimes there can be some tears, but overall, it usually feels like a freedom from anxiety, a release, a relief, a deeper ability to exhale, right? Like you've moved through something big and it's sort of like, I can let go. But then we have 3 major arcanas, and 2 of them are upside down. And so we've got the Hierophant and then the Magician upside down. And this speaks to me of a standstill on some level, and a little bit of a blockage, especially in perhaps connecting to your intuition or connecting into new and creative opportunities. It's almost like you're like, well, number one, you're not meant to fit in, right? You're here to do things in a different way. And I'm going to explain very clearly what this all means. And then we've got the Magician, which is like, and I want to create, I want to move. And universe is saying it's not time yet. So what I'm getting when I read these cards is that you're going through a repatterning and a shifting both of your energetic grid and just of your energy and your energy body and your energy awareness. And so you're going to feel the potential is to feel a little disconnected from source, or things aren't going to seem as clear or as easy as they have in other times, especially when you're looking at the flow of life. That is happening, Temperance, the final card, because you're coming into greater balance. There's a shift that's happening when you're coming more into your body and you're coming more into a space where you can open into higher levels of awareness and a whole new way of perceiving, a whole new way of accessing energy. And so as things shift in your body and your aura and your energy field, as things shift in your life, what used to fit is not going to fit. As you've shifted some of these old patterns, these old energies, as you're letting go, it sort of allows everything to expand. At times, it's not going to feel like you're expanding. You might be like, I feel like I'm contracting, but things are actually expanding for you as there's this repatterning happening, which is going to lead you into greater peace, connection. The word that comes is embodiment. and all is well. Like you're in the perfect place. But know that you're in the midst of like major downloading right now and major transformation, more in the subtle realms and in the emotional and energetic realms. And so just trust in the process. When things feel a little muddled, know that the creative flow will come. It's not going to take like a long time, but it's like you just got to give yourself permission to go through it. Okay, very powerful reading. Okay, Kriti, hi, it's good to see you. Okay, and so I'm going to work next with Kevin, and then we're going to go to Nettie, and then we'll go up to your question, Kriti. Feel free to leave it again closer if you like, Kriti. Okay, so this is for Ozier from Karachi. He wants to know, will you be able to get Iceland student visa for January, February 2025 or later? Any precautions and guidance? Yep, I'll work with that in a moment. Yes, you're in the shift in your body. Take the time. Let yourself be in the process, Lizzie. You are in the right place. Trust in it. There's bigger things happening on the level of energy. So really honor you in your path. Okay, so I'm just going to take a moment, have a drink of water, and tune in to Ozair. And all of those of you coming from Pakistan and India, it is so late there. So celebrate you. Okay. Okay, so Ozier. So first we're going to just go into energy about the Iceland student visa. We're looking at the timeline of January, February 2025, and any precautions or anything else that you may need to know. Okay. And then I'm just going to ask for some clarification. Okay, so things are going to happen, but it's going to take a little bit of time for you. Hi, Pooja. It's nice to see you. Feel free to leave a question if you like. So it is going to take a little bit of time, but things are going to move. My sense is the first thing that's going to happen is there's going to be a rejection letter, and it's going to be like, oh my God, right? So it might not be in the timeline or it might not be in the energy. I still get a sense that it might happen by January or February 2025, but it's gonna like either take time and be a little bit longer than that, and I'll see if anything clear comes around that. Or it'll be like no, and then a yes is gonna come because we got the Three of Swords, which is like, oh my God, like this sucks. Like I'm heartbroken, right? I didn't get my way. I didn't get my energy, right? And so the energy that comes around that, and the first thing that comes is the moon in reverse. And then oh, yeah. Okay, so that could be some of it, right? Too. It's like he's already been rejected, right? So there's this fear and there's this energy there. So it's saying that like there's something that is going to continue, like it's not going to be so easy, right? And so the moon in reverse is actually very positive because it's saying that like to think practically and take things step by step. On some level, it feels in his experience that things are against him. I will even go as far to say that like dark things are against him, right? Like dark forces. It doesn't mean anything negative like ghosts or anything, but it's just like the world feels like it's against him. And the moon in reverse is like, okay, think practically, don't get caught in the emotions, and what feels like it's against you is not really against you. And so there's going to be a couple choices that come your way. And then it's going to be like, where do I go and how do I go with it? Now, I would invite him to feel and to process the emotions and the fears and the different things that come up. But it's like to also, again, go into the practical, go into the physical, go into the space where like, what can he do? Right? Okay, good, good. And so then this is what comes is there's going to be a helper potentially there in the form of a woman on some level. Now, this could be the person in Iceland that I'm getting shivers as I say this, just so you know, when I get shivers, it's like, okay, this is pretty clear. there's going to be a woman that's going to help him. It might be an immigration person. It might be someone that's going to like see his thing. It might be actually just someone that's going to sponsor him that comes out of the blue. But there's someone there that's going to help him. And when that happens, the swords can fall out. What seemed no longer possible is going to be possible. And there's going to be a shift of energy where everything that felt like held, right, is going to like release. And from there, he's going to come into a place of creation. He's going to be able to move forward, magician. He's going to be able to take all the forms and the energies and be able to flow forward. And so I really feel like, yes, I would say I think Iceland is a go. I think the potential there, especially with the magician, because it's like fire, water, earth, air, right? Like it's got all the energies of the element there. And so when we look at Iceland, right, we've got the cold, we've got like the ice, we've got the fire of the mountains and the energy, we've got the sea. So that's my sense is I would definitely focus, keep his focus there and put his energy there. Think practically, take things step by step. Ask the creator, right? Whoever his sort of God or his support is. Ask and pray and move to that and to work with that, right? And to flow into that space and energy. I will pick one more card or two more cards just to see if there's any other options there, or any other countries that pop up. Or if there's going to be more choices. But my sense is that I would right now, I would not get into too many choices or too many things. I would focus on one things. Yeah, Mother Nature. And then even with Muhammad, he can ask Muhammad for the support, right? He can go to both. It's totally fine. There's something about Iceland, so I just really want him to go for that. I think that's really good, and to try not to be too discouraged if at first it seems hard. Yeah, it's really just about trust. So, and I do see it working out. I do see it being okay. We've got the hanged man. So again, praying and connecting to spirit, opening to higher power, higher space, higher place. We've got the 10 of hearts in reverse. This doesn't mean it's not going to happen, or 10 of cups in reverse. It means going to a larger sense of trust. If you get the recording, you can go back. I actually pulled this card at the beginning for our collective. It's more where are we blocking ourselves from the flow and the love and the ability to manifest. So it will happen. It's just going to be fear. There's going to be a sense of fear in there to like really be able to trust. He is going to be honored and accoladed for his skills. He is going to be seen. So I feel like it will go good. And again, I don't think it's about putting too many like things out there right now. If he wants, if there's another place he's drawn to, one more place would be fine to apply. But I think two at the most. And I get a really good feeling about Iceland. So good luck. Okay. So good. So beautiful. I understand. And that three of swords through the heart can really resonate with that. I really understand. And being a man from the East at this time, right? It's very challenging. And so I honor the fear and I honor all of that. But I think there's going to be some great opportunities coming your way. So wonderful. So we're going to move with Nettie, and then we're going to go to Kriti. So Nettie from Nova Scotia. So beautiful to have you with us. Everybody, I'm here every Tuesday at 2. Feel free to follow me. Let me know where you're coming from. I'll probably answer a couple more questions after Nettie. We've got Nettie and Kriti, and I know that we still have Soulful up above. But if one or two more people come in, I might be able to get them in. Perfect. So Nettie, love reading. So Nettie, if you get a chance, you might want to watch the beginning of this video when the recording comes up, because like our cards for the week were like fierce love, or like love fiercely. And then it was also that 10 of cups in reverse. So beautiful time to be in that space of love. Okay. Hmm. Okay. I'm going to just pull a couple more cards for clarity. Hi, Divyasa. We have a couple more people ahead of you, and you might be my last one for today. So stick around. We'll be with you in a few minutes. Okay, beautiful. So Nitty, it's interesting because you're getting some cards that okay, perfect. That like seem like, yeah, there's love coming, or even if there's love there, but then it's sort of like ambiguous at first. And then it's so that I just ask for clarity. So there is a man, or there's someone that's coming in that is strong. He's not, I don't want to say your normal type, but on some level, he's not your normal type. Like he's more masculine, sometimes maybe a little bit more grounded and also in his head at the same time, and someone that can really provide, right? And so there's an energy there of this flow of stability and support that wants to come in. And it's sort of like he comes in with this energy and is like, you don't have to worry, like everything's gonna be okay. Like almost on some level, let me take care of you, put down the fears, let me take care of you. And for you, it's like, oh my God, but I like to fly free. And like, I want to fly free. And in some ways, this opportunity with love can allow you to open your wings to fly free. But there's a fear perhaps of being caged. And there's a fear perhaps of like, oh, if I get into this relationship or if I get into this space, am I going to be stuck? And it's almost like going to turn you upside down where you're like, I don't really know what to do. And I don't know what to do in this space. And there might be a longing or a tendency to want to reconnect with a past love or a sense of a pattern from a past relationship and past energy. And the first thing that comes to me is that, like, it's not about the past, right? You're here to, in your next love relationship or your next love connection, it's really about shifting and forging new ground. So don't fight it. If the attraction is there, like don't fight it. Give yourself that permission to move forward and to like be in that space. Because with it is going to come a tremendous amount of balance and peace and connection. This card's come up quite a bit, and fortune. And so fortune for you to both be in the wheel of life and the energy of flow, to be deeply loved, also for you to love deeply and to be cared for. Like there's something about being cared for there. And so my sense is there's this different energy coming in for you. Something where, again, there's going to be an opportunity to be with someone that you're not like normally with. And that's going to bring up different things. It might take a little while to get into the flow of it. You might have distrust and like, no, this isn't for me. And of course, don't put yourself in the position if it's not for you. But if you stop fighting and if you just open to it, there's a potential for some really beautiful shifts there for you, and love and connection and ability for you to also, again, really create and to come to a space of deeper creation and connection. Okay. So I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. And so we're going to do Kriti next. I don't know if Kriti is still here, but I'm going to do her. And then I've got two more questions, and then I'm going to finish for the day. One is from Soulful, and then one is from Divyasha, who just showed up. So current feelings of Anish, and then let me look. Okay. You're after Kriti. Yeah, it's my pleasure, Nettie. Yeah, okay, and Pooja too, but Pooja, you haven't left a question yet. Let me know what your question is. So, oh, it's my pleasure, Kevin and Ozier. I'm really glad that you're feeling the peace and the energy. I try and get out of the way, so, okay. All right. So this is for Kriti. This is the energy, a niche for her. So I see some movement coming for you. Okay. Got the Chariot. So I think there is a desire. I think there's an energy. I think there's a flow there that's wanting to come through. I think this is different than the last time we did a reading. And I think there is going to be movement, and there's going to be a connection and a flow there, maybe an invitation for you. And try not to control it so much, Kriti. Just let it open, wait, be patient. But Anish is thinking about you, and he's wanting to come towards you, okay? I'm going to just do Soulful's reading now first, and then Divyasha, you're next. Okay, just because I've got it in my mind. And this is about Mehdi for Seda. Mhm. And then we've got two more questions for the day. Ah, so for you too, Sayed, I see some movement for you. It's not necessarily as strong as the chariot that came for Kriti, but there is going to be some movement. We have the Ace of Pentacles. He's ready to act. He's ready to make a beginning, and he's ready to support you in some way. He wants to help you on a financial or foundational level. And he's ready to like sort of be like, I'm here. So I see the time for rest is over. There's going to be some movement and some shift for you. And it's going to allow you to like move forward in your next steps and what you want to do. It's going to allow you to be honored. And on some level, we have the moon in reverse, which came up in a couple of readings ago. And it's about being able to see through the darkness and knowing that like there's light ahead. And so I see some good things for you, Sayeda, with Mehdi. And I think that some of the illusion is going to end and there's going to be more clarity for you there. Okay. So Divyasha is next. I'm in class 12 in India. So what results should you expect and how is your future ahead? Okay. And then Pooja, you will be my last reading for today. It's beautiful to see you all. Again, feel free to like and follow my page. I'm here every Tuesday at 2 Central Standard Time. Okay. And you people from India and Pakistan, I'm amazed by you. So late there. I go to bed really early. Okay. So Divyasha. I will let you know, Divyasha. Ah, very strong, very powerful. I see really good things ahead for you. This magician, it's the magician. I'll show you the card in a second. It's come up quite a bit. Okay. So the only thing negative that's coming up, okay, I'm just going to pull a couple cards. I'm going to ask for some clarification. So you're at the beginning right now, at the start of so much, right? And you're empowered, you're strong. I think you're going to get the results you want 100%. But I think there's going to be some things you have to leave behind. So I'm just going to go to your college. And okay, so we're going to stick with this. So we got the magician. So I think this is about the results. I think you're going to be in a space of pure creation and there's going to be energy and flow to move forward. Know that you will succeed and all will be well. And then within that, there's some things that are going to have to shift. So I don't know that you're going to get into your dream college. You are going to get into a good spot, but we've got the sun in reverse when I asked about that. Now that doesn't mean, oh, you're not going to get in, but it's going to mean that the path isn't going to be clear right away. Or again, it might be another opportunity or something that comes your way. My sense is, and I don't know if you have a boyfriend or if you have someone that like you're close to, maybe even just good friends that you were hoping to go to school with or you're hoping to be connected with. I got the first card I got was the Two of Cups in reverse. Now, this doesn't mean break up or anything like that, but I get the sense that you're going to be pulled away or pulled in a different direction from that same path that you thought you were in. At the same time, you're going to be grounding your dreams into reality. This is the Four of Cups in reverse. You're going to be grounding your dreams into reality. So it's going to take a different form than you think. Again, maybe a different school, or maybe the people that you want to get into the school. Oh, you're a boy. Sorry to call you a girl. So it could be like, again, like from friends, from family, doesn't have to be a girlfriend, right? Like, but it's more like we're taking you out of what you thought you needed and we're putting you in a little bit different direction, because we have the Knight of Cups as well in reverse. And when Knight of Cups is, again, we're going to be like, oh, but this is the way I wanted to go. This is the way I thought I needed to go. And you're not necessarily going to get there in that same space. So we have like, how do I put this? So we've got the magician and we've got this card, the Four of Cups in reverse, which means you're going to manifest your dreams in reality and things are going to be like, you're going to succeed, right? I do think you're going to be in a good space. I think there's going to be a shift on a level of the emotions or space in the emotions where, again, yes, it is very important. And I think it's almost like a letting go of the way you think it needs to happen. I'll pull another card in a second. But it's like letting go of the pathway. Know that you're going to manifest your dreams. Know that you're going to succeed. I think you're going to do very well in your task, but that the other parts, like the place that you go or where you end up going, might be different. And yeah, I'm going to pick one or two more cards, and that's it, because I have one more reading to do. I'm just going to ask anything else you need to know for your emotional well-being or for things. Hi, Yuna. It's great to be with you. I am going to, unfortunately, maybe I'll do yours too. We'll do one more after. I got Pooja in front of you. So yeah, so my sense is like things are good and gonna be good. Again, I see a lot of success for you. Okay. So I see a lot of success for you. We have victory. We have the Six of Wands on your horse moving forward. We have the Devil in reverse, which means like letting go of chains of bondage, coming to a place where you're deeper and deeper connected with yourself. Flow. But I feel like it's going to be also filled with change. We have the King of Wands and the Ace of Cups in reverse. So these don't mean like that you're not going to be happy, but it's almost like there's this new birthing of you or a new sense of who are you, right? And so there's going to be an adjustment period. You will dream, you will succeed. Yes, success is not the issue. Not that there's any issue. The issue or the invitation is to allow yourself to relax around how it takes place, and also to not to hold on too much to the process. And I feel like you're going to go through a growth spurt, especially in this next 6 months to a year, where it's like, who am I? And to coming into deeper space of like who you are. And that's not always going to feel easy, I think, is the best way that I can put it. Okay. But you are going to succeed. No problems there. So I hope that made sense. So much love. So Pooja's question from India. I have two more. I'm going to do Pooja and I'm going to do Yuna. And so that's the anxiety Vyasha. Some of that anxiety is around your success, but it's like giving yourself that permission to trust in that and to honor and really come into a space of like knowing that you're just in a period of some shift, right? And especially at the age you're at, where you're at, once you get into a clearer pathway, once you know where you're going, it will get easier, but it still might be a little up and down, right? Just emotionally, not in a horrible way, but just in like a growth spurt way. Okay. Your personal thoughts, person's thoughts for connection and future. So Ramachandran. Okay. And then one more after this. Okay. And this is for Pooja. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. So my sense is he is really thinking about you. There's a lot of thoughts about you. There's a lot of energy about you. There is a sense of he doesn't know how to act or to move forward with things. I think he's more confused by you. It's the Empress in reverse. He's like, does she like me? Is there the energy there? Can I trust that she really wants me to like be with her? He might have some more anxiety or stress or really not connection with the relationship on some level. Like he's not feeling secure in himself. We have the Knight of Pentacles. He's like, how do I move closer towards her? It's in reverse. How do I like get this energy flowing? But like so I think it's just show up, be yourself, like, you know, don't be over giving or like giving him too much, right? Like you want to keep in your person, but just show up as yourself and he will get comfortable and more comfortable for you. And I see there's going to be a lot of movement and a lot of energy. Places that you feel stuck are going to release, and he's going to be able to come towards you and show up in a bigger way, because right now he's still in a place of like, I don't know, like just too good for me. She's too much for me, right? Like I don't deserve her, right? Some of his insecurities. And so I think that's some of what he's feeling, but I do think that will shift in time and come into a bigger space. So, right? So I think just show up as yourself and so it's like oh my God, thank you so much, Ozair. I really appreciate that. Beautiful. And so he does, so do you want marriage with him? That would be the question, right? And that's also like where again, like if you do, I would invite you to really, how do I say it? I would invite you to just, yeah, let him know that you're interested in him, show up in that way with it, with holding your power. If you're not interested or you're not ready for that, just be kind. Like if you still want to date, be honest, be as open as you can be. And know that if you do want the marriage, oh, he'll come towards you then. Yeah, just let him know. Just be you. Okay. And it'll probably happen soon, the invitation. Okay. So last one, and thank you again, Kevin and Ozair. I really appreciate you sharing this. I'm here every Tuesday at 2, and you can always find my social media stuff on my profile here. So Yuna, last one from Belgium. What do your colleagues think about you? Okay. And then we'll finish for today, and we'll be back next week at 2 p.m. Okay. I think Pooja, with the stop communicating, just give him space and time. Just give him space and time. He's moving through his process, okay? I know it's complicated. Love is complicated. Just, yeah, space and time and smile at him in your dreams, okay? So what do Yona's colleagues think of her? Yes, he does love you. Hmm. So this is interesting, what I'm getting. It's like I'm getting more how you're feeling than perhaps what your clients, your colleagues are thinking. Think that there's been some stress and energy there that's been hard, and know that that is going to shift. I'm going to just ask for some clarification again and some flow. Okay. Okay, so things are going to shift. It's been sort of hard. And again, I pulled a lot of cards. I probably won't go into all the meanings of all the cards. But I feel like there's a sense of like where you're not feeling seen at work. So we've got the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, which tells me like, again, like you move, you get a lot of stuff done. You're pretty active, right? And people don't always like that. There's an energy like where there might be some judgment or there might be some flow there. Where people are like, oh, like she's trying, I don't want to say trying too hard, but they don't see you. There's a sense of not being seen. And when you're in the space of not being seen, you're like in this place where, yeah, like, so they see you working, right? Like, but maybe not doing what they think you should do. And in this space of not being seen, it's like you feel like you're tied up. There might be a sense of not feeling lots of connection. There might be a sense of feeling like in bondage, right? And then you might like go out of your way to be nice and to be kind and to like to, I don't even want to say self-sacrifice, but it's almost like there's a nervous energy underneath or something there where it's like you can't fully show up and be in your space. And so it's like confusion, right? Like, how do you relax there? How do you fully see there, right? And so notice that something's going to shift probably in the next, I'd say 3 weeks to a month, where there is going to be like the word that comes is a truce. And now I don't think there's like this big fight or anything there, but there's going to be something where there's going to be like, oh, everything's okay, right? Like there's going to be perhaps an acknowledgement. Maybe there'll be a gathering or a time where you eat lunch and you'll talk to someone that you haven't really talked to and connect to. And there'll be a space there when then there's some more movement and some more peace that comes out of it. And then when I asked like for like clarification, because I'm like, well, what's this really saying about how people like think about you? There was the star in reverse. And so again, my sense of the star in reverse is that you're not fully being seen. There's a sense where like you feel almost like the outsider. This is again more about your feeling and your experience. And I think there's going to be two men at work or boys, depending on the kind of work you do. One is more stable and more like slow, and the other one's like more fiery and more like the energy of like the wisecracker. And they're going to sort of come in and they're going to help shift that, right? They're going to, I think they're probably already working there. Maybe one of them will be a new hire, a new recruit, but they're sort of like, not the ringleaders, right? But like they're like the ones that can come in and shift some energy. And something is going to shift with them. I would say this is within the next 2 to 3 months. And then from there, there's going to be a place of feeling deeper connection, communion, and peace. But right now, it's just uncomfortable. And no one's thinking like really bad things about you. They just don't see you. They just don't necessarily get the goal picture. They might see you a little bit as awkward. Not that you are awkward though, but that would be a good way to describe it. They might see it as a little bit as awkwardness. But it's not like you're bad. It's just they don't quite get you, right? And that will shift. Like I said, something's going to happen where these two like I mean, they don't have to be men, but I see them as guys, are going to come in and they're going to crack some jokes and they're like going to like be able to see you and they're going to be sort of like the big brothers or whatever like that. And then that's going to really shift that energy for you and that connection and that flow. But they don't like, yeah, they don't have judgment. Like it's not like a negative judgment, but it is, yeah, like a not fully seeing you. So I do think things will ease and feel more comfortable there for you, but it's going to take a little bit of time. I would say sometime in the next 2 to 3 months. Okay, 6 weeks. So I hope that made sense. I want to thank you all so much for being present. And I'm here every Tuesday at 2. Feel free to follow my page. I also post other videos sometimes throughout the week. And I'm just so grateful to be here with you all so much. So much love and namaste. Bye.